Welcome to the Explainer. Okay, grab a seat and get ready, because today we are diving into a data-driven masterclass on scaling a premium hair extensions brand. We're specifically focusing on the massive, exploding markets right now in the UAE and India. If you're a salon founder or a beauty entrepreneur, this is absolutely for you. We are breaking down the exact blueprint to transform a standard salon into a highly profitable, scalable hair extensions empire. We're going to cover the whole shebang, from the raw economics and marketing engines all the way down to the subtle psychology of the salon floor.
But first, let's start with a hard truth. You probably don't have a reach problem, you've got a conversion problem. I mean, so many founders have thousands of followers, a gorgeous physical location, and tons of foot traffic, but they are literally bleeding revenue. Why? Well, because the systems that are meant to catch and nurture those leads are completely broken. People are watching you, sure, but they aren't buying. We really need to shift from just getting attention to building a structured revenue system.
And the stakes here, they couldn't be higher. Industry projections show that the Indian hair extension and wig market is on track to cross 4,000 crore rupees by 2035. That is a massive, multi-billion-dollar opportunity, heavily driven by a booming influencer culture and just this huge growing demand for instant beauty transformations. And we're seeing parallel massive demand right across the UAE as well. The market is absolutely ready, but only the brands with the right architecture are going to capture this growth.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our agenda for today. 1. The market boom. 2. A profitable business model. 3. The marketing engine. 4. Elevating customer experience. 5. Staff training and cross-selling. And finally, 6. Strategies to close sales. Starting with Section 1, the market boom, sizing the opportunity. Because before you even think about ordering inventory, you need to understand where the profit actually lives in this industry. The raw math reveals a really clear path here. The hair extension business is phenomenally profitable, if it's structured correctly. If you're just doing wholesale, actually scratch that, even standard salon distribution, your gross profit margins hover around 30 to 40%. Moving into private label or imported hair, that bumps you up to maybe 40 to 50%. But the real gold mine? Direct-to-consumer online sales and direct salon integrations can yield margins up to 70%. That is the exact target we're aiming for.
Moving right along to Section 2, a profitable business model, capturing value. Because the absolute most crucial decision you make happens way before you ever launch.
You have to pick a definitive lane. Are you an everyday brand, or are you high-end luxury? Your brand needs to look like money before it can make any money, right? So to capture maximum value without diluting your prestige, you need a 3-tier service ladder. Step 1 is your easy-to-buy service, so think high-traffic blowouts or temporary styling. That just gets people in the door. Step 2 is your core offering, like premium clip-ins for instant volume. And Step 3, that's your premium permanent extensions, like high-tech bonding. This top tier is your core profit driver, and it establishes your ultimate technical authority in the market. Now, are you still relying on the old way of doing things? Transactional booking, waiting for the phone to ring, jotting down a quick time, and providing a basic service? The new way, the game changer, is consultative onboarding. Before the client even arrives, you send out digital consultation forms. You understand their hair profile deeply. When they walk in, they get a sensory welcome. This process stops that revenue leakage immediately because it builds deep, unshakable trust before they even sit in the chair. All right, Section 3, the marketing engine generating high-quality leads, because we definitely don't just want social media vanity metrics here.
We need a structured funnel architecture that deliberately turns attention into booked, high-ticket consultations. Here is a proven 3-month growth engine strategy. Month 1 is all about the foundation. You fix any broken website trust, set up lead funnels like hair health surveys, and initiate staff coaching. Month 2, we hit the gas into rapid growth. You deploy hyperlocal targeted ads and leverage influencer outreach to drive a really consistent lead inflow. And Month 3 locks it all in with systematization. You deploy a maintenance and restore retention system to maximize the lifetime value of every single client you've acquired.
I know. Looking at the sheer scale of the return on investment projected here, it looks completely wild. In standard digital marketing, these numbers seem literally impossible. But in the premium hair extensions industry, your average ticket value per client is incredibly high. Because your lead generation and marketing retainer costs stay pretty fixed, a small increase in premium Tier 3 bookings can realistically result in a 34x return by month 3 and a staggering 79x return by month 12. No joke.
Section 4, elevating customer experience, the psychology of the floor.
In the high-end extensions market, technical skill only keeps the client safe. It is the emotional connection that keeps them loyal.
Have you ever heard of VACO? It stands for Visual, Auditory, Kinesthetic, Olfactory, and Gustatory. It's this brilliant psychological framework used to understand how a client actually processes the world. For example, if a client uses visual language, saying things like, "I want it to look seamless," you need to show them the mirror constantly. If they are kinesthetic and say, "I want it to feel light," well, hand them the hair weft to physically touch before you install it. Matching their sensory language builds instant subconscious rapport that pure technical skill alone simply cannot achieve.
Building on that, you want to engineer what's called the dopamine loop. Structure these long appointments to trigger small releases of dopamine through micro moments of delight. Bring them a beautifully crafted coffee. Offer an unexpected complimentary scalp massage. Do a really dramatic midpoint reveal of the transformation. And here is the absolute insider secret. Pair these in-salon highs with an invisible follow-up message about 48 hours after they leave, just to genuinely check on their comfort. This sequence creates lifelong, die-hard loyalty.
Section 5. Staff training and cross-selling, empowering the team. Your staff, they are literally your absolute best brand ambassadors. If you want to scale a multi-location empire in Dubai or Mumbai, your staff training curriculum has to go way beyond just cutting hair and bonding techniques. A high-impact training curriculum requires 4 core elements. First, consultative diagnostics, meaning training staff to uncover the emotional why behind the visit. Second, weekly role-playing to handle difficult price objections smoothly. Third, active listening to build that deep emotional resonance we talked about. And fourth, prescriptive cross-selling. Listen, cross-selling should never feel like a pushy pitch. It is a prescriptive necessity, like selling the right serum or brush, to protect the client's premium investment. And finally, Section 6. Strategies to close sales, the tactical maneuvers. You've got the leads, you've curated the experience, your staff is completely ready. Now, how do we actually get the client to say yes? Let's run through these 6 proven sales tactics you can implement right away. First, use sample-based selling to build that tactile trust we mentioned. Second, try contest-based engagement to really amplify your reach. Third, offer money-back guarantees to show absolute conviction, and pair that with, fourth, limited-period offers to drive some essential urgency. Fifth, stack irresistible value with bundle-based combos. And sixth, use product funnels as easy-to-buy door openers that just naturally lead right up to your premium Tier 3 services.
Now, a quick but absolutely vital reality check on the economics of your inventory. The raw material cost for premium extensions can easily range from $500 to $2,000 per client. You have got to master this math. A standard best practice is applying a structured 20% markup directly on the hair itself. This covers taxes, shipping, and coloring costs, and you do this before you even calculate your installation labor profits. If you don't separate these cleanly, you literally might end up working for free, and nobody wants that.
And that brings us to the end of our blueprint. You now understand the massive market potential in the UAE and India, the high-margin models, the marketing architecture, the sensory psychology, and the exact sales tactics needed to build a highly profitable hair extensions brand. So I'm going to leave you with this provocative thought. Looking at your current business, which tier of the service ladder will you dominate first? Pick your lane, train your team, and go capture that revenue. Thanks for hanging out with me on this explainer, and keep building.